Hello there, welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show all in English here on Alcast as we look ahead to all 6 matches in week 14 in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. And before we turn our attention to the QNB Stars League, I'd like to clear up some AFC Champions League news. The competition, of course, on the pitch is over, but there was an awards ceremony in Oman where there is good news for Qatar because Abdul Karim Hassan has won the best player. Nick and Chris, your thoughts on this? Al Sadd, of course, they got to the semi-final. Last Qatari player to win it was Khalfan back in 2006. This is great news. This is a wonderful achievement, and I'm so pleased with him because, as the pictures tell you that, he's always smiling. He plays football with a smile. I'll tell you what's unusual about this, though. Normally forward players get this award, don't they? And he's a full-back, so it just tells you how good he's done this season. Yeah, he's a full-back, but he loves to go forward. Yeah. Nick, you love him. You've been excited with his play ever since you first saw him. Well, if you're the modern-day full-back now, you have to have energy, and he has got that. He's a fantastic player. I agree with exactly what Chris said there. He does play foot with a smile on his face. And once again, that's some more good news for Qatar. Not only are we in the countdown, not only is the Qatar national team doing well, now all of a sudden we're getting these players getting recognition. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. Plenty to come over the next 30 minutes or so. First, then, let's remind you the league standings after 13 weeks and how they line up for week 14. So, looking at the league standings going into week 14, on Wednesday evening in the rescheduled round 5 match, Al Sadd beat Al Khor 2-1, and therefore they've now closed the gap on Al Duhail to just the 5 points. Al Salia are up to 3rd, and Al Rayyan make up the top 4. Al Ahly are knocking on that top 4 door in 5th, and Al Gharafa make up the top half of the table. Down at the bottom, it's Salal in 7th. Al Shahania going well up to 8th. Al Arabi have slipped to 9th. Qatar Sports Club still hovering around 10th. Al Khor in 11th and rooted to the bottom. Just one win all season. Al Kharatiat. The fixtures in week 14 are spread over 3 days. On Friday, the 30th of November, the early kick-off at 1600 Doha time sees Al Ahly up against Salal. And the later kick-off is Al Salia against Qatar Sports Club at 1830. Then on Saturday, the 1st of December, there's just the one game. It's the 18:30 kickoff, and it's Al Arabi versus Al Kharatiat. 3 further matches on Sunday, the 2nd of December. The early kickoff sees Al Gharafa take on Al Sadd. That's 1600 hours Doha time. And then 2 kick off at 18:30. That's Al Rayyan up against Al Duhail and Al Shahania facing Al Khor. First up, it's Al Ahly versus Salal. Right, come on, let's get straight into Al Ahly. Let's see what happened to them in week 13. Chris, they can't stop doing it. Only the 1 goal in week 13, but it was enough. And it was a penalty. And it was a dodgy one as well, but they'll take it at the moment. Just keeps the run going. And the team and the players, the management are just full of confidence, aren't they? It's a wonderful run they're on. One draw in the last 6 games or 7 games. The rest have been victories, so a wonderful achievement by Al Ahly recently. Nigel de Jong, you've had more and more time to think about it now. His influence on this run, Nick? It's not just his influence, he's enjoying life here. He's enjoying playing football. He's obviously maybe looking to go into coaching when he finishes. You can see that. This is a great opportunity for him now. He's still fit, he still has a lot to give, and a good signing. You really have to say that, and you just sense it with some people. You sense that energy, you know, and he's got it. And the form what they're in at the moment is fantastic, and it's all down to Machala. It's all down to him getting this team together. But I just think they're going to come to the next stage now where teams raise their game to play against them. And I think Salal, they'll find out this weekend, they'll be a different proposition than what they think they're going to get. Okay, let's hear the thoughts of Al Ahly's head coach, then Milan Machala.
Now we play against 2 teams. Now Salal after Gharafa, they're our neighbors, and we must fighting with these 2 teams about the best position after the season, because I think this further 2nd position is finished. Only Sadd or Duhail, and now they play together. This game will be important for 2nd position. And Serie A is very good league, very good year this year, but we try. But after these 2 games, I think I can tell you that the big chance of our chance is like
It's interesting, Chris. He's now looking not game by game. He's looking at 2 games now. The teams that are around him, and Salal are one. You know, the victories over in these next 2 games, we'll really see pretty much where they're going to finish.
I think we've got an idea anyhow. They're going to be challenging for the top 4, aren't they? And I think their sights have changed during the season after that woeful start. Now they're all talking about finishing in the top 4. It's just changed really over the last 5 or 6 weeks.
Let's see what they just did up against Salal. Let's go and show you what happened in week 13 with Salal. It was a draw with Al Rayyan. They're probably angry they weren't able to hold on to it, Nick. You know, they took the lead through Mawas, and it was a very changed, more positive performance from them.
It was, and I'm delighted with the new manager. I like what he's all about. They were close. It was only their own fault why they gave the goal away at the end. They fell asleep. But I thought this was a good performance. You've got to realise they came into this game with not a lot of confidence, and they needed a good performance. I think that's good, you know, but that gives them something to build on that there now. It's a little bit like the Salal of old, that, you know, but I do like the manager. I've got to say that. I think he talks very well. I said that last week as well.
We'll hold him there, because we're going to hear from him in just a moment. Before that, I wanted to pick on what you two had picked out from week 13, which is specifically on Sagbo. You know, this was a very different performance from him.
For me, I thought me and Chris thought his movement was fantastic. I mean, look at this for movement now. All you have to do is slide him in. You know, he's created the space, and he was marked very tightly in the game. Slide him in. He's your top goal scorer. You know, they made the wrong choice. That was Lawrence at the time, and nothing came of this. But just watch this for movement. If you're a centre forward and you want to make your way in the game, watch this for movement. He's peeling off. He's trying to make the space. Good play again from Djedou. He's got to go in. You've got to slide him in there. You know, and he'll get you your goals. But they didn't give him anything at all on the night. But these situations is where the players have got to know when to give him the ball.
Is he going to get this much joy against Al Ahly, Chris?
Well, they're not noted for the defensive capabilities, are they, Al Ahly? At the moment, they're good going forward, but I just loved his movement on the night against Al Rayyan, Sagbo. But he needs a service. No point making all those fantastic runs if your teammates aren't going to play you in.
I know you both like the head coach, the man who's got the job at the moment, and it is Buzian Baraibi.
I think we can be better about the last minute of the game, because it's not the first time we take a goal, and this part of the game is now on the world. All the team take care about this time, because they have a big possibility to score or for take a goal. We try to work about this thing, but what I like last game is the spirit of the team. And we score, and we have the game on our hand, you know, and we try for this game to be better in the last of minute and before too.
Frustrating. They had the game right there in the palm of their hand. Al Rayyan came back. What are they going to do this week? Chris, I'm coming to you first.
Right.
Al Ahly against Salal, and your prediction is?
I'll go Ali 2-1.
They continue the run, according to you. Nick?
Oh, God, yeah, I think their run comes to an end. I think Salal are going to give a difficult performance, and then Sagbo is going to be on form. But just going on to the manager there, he knows all the under-23s. You know, he knows them all. And if you want to start bringing these players through at the moment, this is the man to have in, because he'll play him. Simple as that. He's very. I like what he's all about.
And a win for Salal. Okay. Next up, Al Salia versus Qatar Sports Club. Right, Al Salia. Let's remind you what happened in week 13. Chris, they're back in action. It was just that blip. They had a couple of games, didn't they, back in sort of week 10 and 11. But ever since then, it's back on form.
But this was a good win, wasn't it, against a so-called rival. All these teams, your likes of Salal, Garaf as well, going for that 4th spot this season. And to come away with the 3 points at this stage of the season was a massive boost for Mr. Drabelsi and all his squad. Fantastic win.
Do you think Al Salia can keep it going, Nick?
Yeah, of course, they have to be challenging. They've got to. Listen, they're not pretty. You can't say, well, they're blowing sides apart, but they're doing what they have to do. You know, and they're getting the results. They're there. I think they've... why can't they not just think about the top 4? Maybe get Rayyan out of the way. I think if you put enough pressure on Rayyan and the lack of goals they're scoring, I think there's a couple of spots there, maybe.
Qatar Sports Club then, a bit disorganised, you both felt, Qatar Sports Club. Let's have a look here. Chris, talk us through their disorganisation, if you like.
They don't look disorganised here. It's a good shape, but after that, it's just the challenges that they make, they're not sensible. You know, the player there not getting goal side, he's going towards the corner flag, and straight away it just sets up the whole proceedings there. They're not clearing the ball. I think in those sort of instances, as a defender, you have something in your mind where if you are struggling, just go high and wide. Have it in your mind, get a picture in your head, clear the danger, and let's squeeze up the pitch.
Okay, we're going to call in some information from Stats here on Qatar Sports Club. The reason I wanted to bring this up was it's not all doom and gloom there. After 13 rounds, Al Dahail, 83.5%, they're the only team to have a better final third passing accuracy than Qatar Sports Club, who are 81%. I'm just trying to pull on some positives, you know. It's not doom and gloom. One thing we talked about in last week's preview and review, they're not losing by big margins. They, you know, losing 1-0 to an informal Al side, it's not a big, you know, that's a tight encounter.
I mean, that's good for Qatar Sports Club. So what I would take from that is obviously the finishing isn't that good. Because if the accuracy is good...
You've got Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah. 37, 38.
Yeah, exactly. You need more.
If he was at Barcelona, you know, that age. But, yeah, good passing accuracy. I'd just work on the finishing there.
Yeah. The lack of goals, got to say that. Really,
where's Omari gone? You remember?
Yeah, but that is a problem. You know, there's other teams around them who can score goals.
Is Omari getting in the box? I mean, Omari's a number 10 and he's normally doing these passes.
That's right.
But as his nose been put out of place a little bit, you know, he's a very important player. When he came to the club last year, you imagine how the quality what he showed. He needs to get back to his best. He is fantastic, you know, even setting opportunities up, but he needs to get back to his best.
Okay, Al Salia versus Qatar Sports Club, Nick.
Salia 2-1. It's all about the firepower between the two sides, and it's 2-1 to Salia for me.
Okay.
2-0 Salia.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Next up, it's Al Arabi versus Al Kharatiat. Hey, Al Arabi, goodness me, they've caused us some ups and downs this season, haven't they? You know, they started well and we were complimenting their head coach, Luka Bonasic. He got fired and Hatem Madeb's come in. He's understood the club. Where are they now? I picked out here, or you picked out, I should say, the negatives from their defeat to Al Sadd, Nick.
It just was at certain situations here now. They just didn't clear the lines. You know, that's the worst thing you can do. I don't think we've ever seen that really. A corner taken where you just pass it in between two players out of the game. This is a foul here now. This is what really winds Chris up, if anything. You're winning, well, you're 1-0 behind. When you take a free kick, it's your advantage. Go forward. I mean, don't be negative. You don't need to go back. What do? They go straight back, and then they try and knock it forward, and the ball
back in your own half.
It's an advantage. Send players.
Started in there now.
Yeah, but send players forward. But you know, the thing with it as well is they have a good forward line. I mean, what's you saying now for trying to clear it? This is Ali, you know, dawdling around with it, nearly ends up. Get the job done, like what Chris said before. Get it out of the way. But they have pace as in a forward line. Salah, you know, I think he was quicker than Pedro in that game. Nelson, use them. Farhad, use those when he got Jardel. Get those. They're important. And that's not a bad forward line. All that.
All right. How's their head coach Hatem Madeb feeling by now?
No, we need more. We need more to be more efficiency on attack. About our defensive, we are improve. The team improved last weeks. But about how to make the fast transition to go on more deeper for the opponent team, I think we need more. I hope in these 2 games before the stopping will be good on this side, but I think with after the rest time, the team will be better.
Okay, he's confident. He wants more. He thinks there's more in the tank there. They're up against Al Kharatiat. If there was ever a defining game of the season, this is it. You're up against the bottom team. Al Kharatiat have got 1 win all season. They are...
It could be a defining game for both clubs.
It certainly
because
could
if Al Arabi win, they make that gap a little bit more. Kharatiat just need a win just to get something going, get back into this relegation battle. Because at the moment, they're not even in the relegation battle.
No,
down,
they are down. At the moment, if they win, they bring Al Khor into the picture again.
This game is all about, let's forget about everything that's gone on in this season, and both managers will be sent to the players. Get out there and let's make it, you know, tough for the opponents, get it won.
I like the passion, Chris.
All right.
That's what you need in this game, Rod. It's not about technique, this one.
Al Arabi, Al Kharatiat. Chris.
Oh my.
That's a
Oh, I'll go Al Arabi 1-0.
Al Arabi 2-0.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Next up, Al Gharafa versus Al Sadd. Okay, Al Gharafa. They got ahead, Nick, in week 13 against Al Salia. Ended up losing the game. It was Weiss who made the goal, made the penalty, got into a good position. He's fouled.
Probably a little bit fortunate to get that, but either way, he takes it. He takes the strike and puts it away. They did okay, actually, Gharafa, but they just fell asleep. There was a mistake, which you'll see shortly, with Yusuf, you know, which got them back into the game. I think you get rid of that. I don't think they're a problem when they play against the big sides. Their best performance so far was against Al Sadd in the last game. They should have got 3 points. They can give a big performance in this game. I think this could be a problem for Al Sadd this game.
I'm glad that they should have here. This is what Nick and Chris have picked out from last week. Let's look at Taremi first. Great opportunity for him to score. Nick.
Yeah, so he's a big, strong lad. We're seeing a lot of this at the moment. You know, he does everything. He goes past the keeper, stay on your feet and put the ball away. Watch him go past him, gets a slice or pass it to you. Do something positive. I don't want to see this. I've had enough of all these people diving. Stay on your feet and then slide the ball past the keeper. He's already beaten him. So that there, you know, little situation. You know, not interested in the diving with. There's too much of that going on in the league. Very difficult to commentate when people are just throwing themselves to the floor. Stay on your feet.
And let's hope that he's not down and out. Yusuf, the young goalkeeper for Al Gharafa, the mistake he made. I know we are highlighting it, but you know, it was a key moment. It was a turning point in the game.
Hesitating there. Don't let the ball bounce. We've always taught that as kids as well. Never let the ball bounce on the edge of your own box. Go and meet it and clear the danger. And he just hesitates for a second there. And, you know, the clearance hits Al Shamari. Nick says he's going to be involved, or hopefully be involved in the next World Cup. He's got to start learning from these types of mistakes, especially if you're a goalkeeper. You just get punished, don't you?
You both feel that Al Gharafa have got plenty in them, plenty of good performances there as well. Well, let's hear now Yusuf Mufta's take on it.
As you say, we played very well that game. I don't know what happened to us then. Maybe in Gharafa, when we play against big teams, we had more concentration than the other teams. But we have to avoid this case, because we need to play all the games like same concentration. We have to score in each game. We have to play as a collective team. I hope next game we play as the first round and we can get the 3 points, inshallah.
So it's that consistency and that concentration, regardless of who you're playing against. You definitely need to concentrate when you're up against Al Sadd. Let's get some information from stats here on Al Sadd. Why are they so good this season? 48 goals in 13 games. That's a rate of 4.36 goals per game. It is remarkable. Not only that, how they've done it, most shots per game, 21.2. 71.7% of them are from inside the box. The league average is 60.6. So I've just put those as sort of impressive. Why are Al Sadd so good this season? And let's remember as well, we'll get to the point that they're chasing Al Dahail still, of course. They do have the far greater goal difference, albeit courtesy of that 10-1 win over Al Arabi in week 2. But still, we're talking about goals, goals, goals. Should they get level with Al Dahail, it's advantage Al Sadd with the goal difference. And that's why.
Yeah, I can see that, but you know, the hard job is getting level with Al Dahail, and if you're talking about getting level with Al Dahail, you've got to win all these games, and then beat Al Dahail in the final game before the mid-season break, and still that only takes you to within 2 points of Al Dahail. So you're looking at the return fixture in the second part of the season to go above Dahail. They've got to beat Dahail twice now, it looks as though they've got to do.
There must be a little bit of pressure with them, because there's no room for error at all. And I think in this game here, just something tells me about Gharafa. If they get it right on the day, they take the confidence from the first game where they were brilliant, this could end up being a difficult game for them. They've played as well outside against Al Khor in the midweek, so they've had a little busy schedule.
Let's show you the goals. This is exactly what they did. And by the way, Al Khor put them under a bit of pressure. Al Khor actually drew level until the 86th minute, thanks to Wagner. But this is them getting going. This is Bunja, funnily enough, number 22 of the season. That was for him in the 16th minute. But again, they didn't have it all their own way, Chris.
No, they're not going to get it their own way, because it seems like they're playing against, battling against relegation themselves. So, This is another game, I agree with it. I think they'll find it tough in this game because Al-Gharafa have better players than Al-Khor. They've got a better squad and they're certainly going to make it a lot tougher. But this is wonderful. Both fantastic goals. We always say, well, I do, I love my centre forwards getting a goal in the 6-yard, but it's a great finish, the first one. That header, I love it.
It was the rescheduled week 5 match, that was. Did you see Bunja's feeling at the end when he'd scored? That was like they'd won the league.
Well, they must have a feeling that what me and Nick are talking about, they've got to win every game. So the pressure's on. Yeah. That's just a little bit of relief.
I think they're enjoying it. So Al-Gharafa versus Al-Sadd. Who wants to go first on this one, Nick?
It's the same as the first one for me, a draw. I don't know to say 1-1, whatever, draw. Stick me with a draw.
1-1.
Yeah, right. I think it's going to be a difficult one for them.
Okay, Al-Gharafa, Al-Sadd, Chris?
Al-Sadd 2-1.
Interesting indeed. Okay, next up, Al Rayyan versus Al Duhail. Okay, Al Rayyan, week 13. It was that 1-1 draw with Salal. Let's just show you how Al Rayyan got that all-important draw it was for them in the end, because remember, they were trailing. Lucio popping up there later on, Chris.
Yeah, Lucio playing as a centre forward on the night because Sebastian was out, and you know, very similar to the role that who's it? Al-Sadd, what's his name?
Sebastian Bunja.
Yeah, when Bunja was out and Hamroon was playing centre forward, doesn't quite work, does it? He's not a natural centre forward, so I think it just takes a lot of emphasis off their attacking play, doesn't it, at the moment? Without Sebastian in the side.
He's not going to come back. Al Corby's not there. Barry, the goalkeeper. I think there's one more, so there's a few players out then, and they're light as it is now for me. Goal scoring is a problem for them, and I think to come up against a Duhail, if you're not full or have a strong side, you could be in trouble.
Okay, let's hear then from Al Rayyan's assistant coach, and that's Gilson de Souza.
I think it's early to say that they will win the league because Sadd is near to them. Sadd even have 2 games left. They are doing 1 game left. They are doing a good job, but I think it's early to speak about win the league now between these 2 teams. For us, it's a little hard, but they are there fighting for the first position. Yes, yes, mathematically, yes.
Okay, maybe this pressure's off for Al Rayyan. Then let's have a look at Al Duhail. They again only required the 1 goal to get past Al Khor, but you know it's not convincing. And indeed, that was a penalty. Nick.
We see so many of these, but yeah, it's not convincing. I mean, this was a good performance by Al Khor, but at the end of the day, it's about them getting the 3 points. I disagree with what the manager said then from Rayyan, the assistant coach. I think they are under pressure. If they lose this and Al Ahly win theirs, they come out the top 4. So that's a little bit of pressure there for me because you're Rayyan, you're a big club. But this is a difficult game. But do you know what I'm looking for?
Maybe he's trying to deflect the pressure, which you've just put back on.
Yeah, you've got to. But do you know what? Do you know what I'm looking forward to seeing? I'm looking forward to seeing Duhail without Namti. You know, Namti is so crucial there for them. You know, he makes it in those really difficult games. He's out for
pretty much the whole season now, isn't he, with his injury?
But in those difficult games, he's that one that just opens the door, you know. And I'm looking, when they do get tested, I'm looking forward to seeing them without him.
Okay, Al Rayyan, Al Duhail. I'm going to go to Chris first for this one. Al Rayyan, Al Duhail.
Duhail for me. I'll go 3-1.
3-1 to Duhail.
Yeah, the same as well for me.
Okay, finish up with Al Shahaniya. This is Al Khor. Al Shahaniya, we all have to just say what a fantastic job they're doing this season. Promoted, of course, into the big boys league. They were relegated a couple of seasons ago, and this is how they got past Al Khattiyat in what was a must-win game. Again, Al Khattiyat were desperate, but Lucio popped up, and it's important.
They've got a fabulous record against the teams around them in the league, and you know that's why they're sitting pretty at the moment. And they've got another chance this weekend. If they get a victory here, I'd go as far as to say they're safe.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's hear from the goal scorer himself. How's he feeling about things? Lucio?
Yeah, the season until now for us, I think, is good. But until now, we don't do nothing. We need to continue in the same way for try to take our target. I think if we continue like this, we are very close to take it.
And you personally, with your form?
But my level in this moment is good. I feel good, you know, but it's only about the team, you know, because we are all together and they help me too much for that in this moment.
Okay, well, he's happy with his game, and he should be. He's popping up with the goals. Now, they're up against Al Khor, and we've been talking about how Al Khor are still hovering in the relegation spot or the playoff spot, which is still down there in trouble. Let's have a look at their goal. This was the game on Wednesday night against Al Sadd. Wagner gets this goal, Chris, and it's a fantastic goal. And since Cassoni's come in, we've felt that there are performances there. You know, that's a great goal. When's it going to happen? If it's ever going to happen, goodness me, this is the week it's got to happen against Al Shahania, with respect. Yeah,
and it's quite worrying because we had towards the second half of the season. Now, the last 3 games, they've been beaten by the odd goal. So that's quite worrying, isn't it? Was it Al Arabi 3 weeks ago, Al Dahale last week, Al Sadd in the week. So it's quite difficult for Al Khor at the moment. I mean, they're not scoring goals, are they? They can't get a goal from anywhere apart from Wagner there, but the lack of goals is a concern as well. So Al Shahania versus Al Khor. Nick.
Let's give the old... I'll go for Al Khor this one, 1-0.
Okay. They get their big win.
What's up with you?
Chris?
Why have you gone with Al Khor?
Just thought I'd throw that one in.
Shahania. 1-0.
1-0. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's remind you then of the league standings after 13 weeks and how they line up for week 14. So, looking at the league standings going into week 14, on Wednesday evening in the rescheduled round 5 match, Al Sadd beat Al Khor 2-1, and therefore they've now closed the gap on Al Dahale to just the 5 points. Al Salia are up to 3rd, and Al Rayyan make up the top 4. Al Ahly are knocking on that top 4 door in 5th, and Al Gharafa make up the top half of the table. Down at the bottom, it's Salal in 7th. Al Shahania going well up to 8th. Al Arabi have slipped to 9th. Qatar Sports Club still hovering around 10th. Al Khor in 11th and rooted to the bottom. Just 1 win all season. Al Kharatiat. The fixtures in week 14 are spread over 3 days. On Friday, the 30th of November, the early kick-off at 1600 Doha time sees Al Ahly up against Salal. And the later kick-off is Al Salia against Qatar Sports Club at 1830. Then on Saturday, the 1st of December, there's just the 1 game. It's the 18:30 kickoff, and it's Al Arabi versus Al Kharatiat. 3 further matches on Sunday, the 2nd of December. The early kickoff sees Al Gharafa take on Al Sadd. That's 1600 hours Doha time. And then 2 kickoff at 18:30. That's Al Rayyan up against Al Dahale and Al Shahania facing Al Khor. Okay, we're all set for week 14. From Nick, Chris and myself, bye for now.